Hey guys, what's going on? Got a couple of deals for you today. The first one I'm going to talk about a lot more in the next coming weeks. It's just I've done a review of these guys before, but it really needs updated. It's been a while since I did any like reevaluation of the system, but I thought this was too good to miss because they're offering a $10 Bitcoin, $10 worth of Bitcoin for anybody that attends the presentation, which you'll find in the description below, which is entitled "It's the Crypto Code, how we've made up to $800 per day in totally automated crypto profits with a secret software tool that works fast and profits consistently, whether the market is up or down." I'm a member of this system and this community and all these different ways of making money. One of the ways is bots, which some people love, some people are skeptical of. These guys talk about that in this webinar, but they also talk about the other ways. I think there's about 8 or 9 other ways of making money with crypto in the webinar as well. And you guys voted a while back that I think about 70% of you said you wanted to learn more about courses, services, ways to make money outside of like conventional stock or options trading. So I thought I'd bring this to your attention because really they're paying you to come to their webinar, right? Which is awesome. So yeah, click on the link in the description below and get the $10 Bitcoin for attending. It's not much, but it's not bad for learning about some of the secrets behind how these guys make some of their money. And I know Joel Peterson pretty well. Had several conversations with him. He's really well respected, really good guy. Here's some of the things you can learn in the webinar. How to use your proven software solution to launch a crypto profit machine in 2023. How the system makes money, whether crypto's going up or down or sideways. And that kind of comes to my next point, which is talking about really like how people are making money in markets that are going up, down, or sideways using options. And so it's no real surprise to you guys that follow the channel regularly that I'm a huge advocate of a service that lands from thetatraders.com and I started. It's called Consistent Passive Profits. And we've been running an unprecedented trial until Friday. So it's currently the 6th of September, and on the 8th of September, I'm expecting my firstborn child. So it's no coincidence that we're going to run this until that very day. So it'll be closed off at midnight on the 8th of September. If you click the link in the description below, this is what you'll see. It says Consistent Passive Profits. This system, we've sold dozens of these over the last month or so, really without too much effort, just basically word of mouth. And people have been paying us $1,000 plus for access to this system. So for $47, you can get access for 1 month, so you can come and check it out. I know that sometimes people don't like to jump into something for $1,000, and honestly, this was a huge debate that I had with my business partner Lance and I about whether we should even do this, right? Because $1,000, the information and the alerts and the education and the mentoring in here, it's like that's a bargain. With a $25,000 account, you'll easily make that kind of money very, very quickly. And so we don't want to give that all away for free for somebody for $47 for 1 month. But we had the discussion. We're like, you know what? People are good. At the heart of things, people are good, and they're going to realize the value of staying in a community and learning and getting these alerts every week. Come out every Sunday, just for $47 for that first month. Now remember, this is a trial for $47. It's just the first 1 month for 47. As soon as that month's up, you either leave the community or you pay for the full access, the one-time fee, which is basically ridiculously cheap. So if you have, say, a $25,000 account, you'll make, and there's no promises or guarantees in this business, but there's a good chance if you follow the instructions and the alerts and the guidelines and learn from Lance on this, and even from me a little bit, you should be able to make that money back within a month or two. And we actually have a full money back guarantee that if you follow the policies, it's all outlined in the money back guarantee, which is down here. Then you'll get your money back if you were to upgrade. You don't get it for this $47 trial thing, but we do for the full contract for the full consistent passive profits thing. So this is really limited time. Like I said, we were really debating whether to do this or not, just because it's such a giveaway. And so we've had so many people sign up for it, and we have a lot of people talking about it, and people saying how much better doing this type of trading where we're selling options on futures is than like real estate. So today we had Winchester come in. He said he's doing this because he's in real estate, and then and here we had Risk It for the Brisket saying, hey, we had this conversation in the chat a couple of weeks ago, how much better consistent passive profits is than real estate, because in real estate, you basically don't make as much, it takes a lot more work, and just, you can see his whole argument here. And so if you're in real estate, maybe you have real estate rentals, this is something that you might want to consider because you can use less capital. So in this case, you can see you need $20,000 capital if you were going into a rental property in a particular area. That was a while ago as well, so back in the day, so it could be a lot more now. Then nowadays, you'd probably need like 40,000, right? You'd still only make $200 or $300 a month. But you can make more than that with this consistent passive profit system with as little as $10,000 in capital, which is absolutely fantastic. And you're doing it just 5 minutes of work every Sunday night from your home, from your computer. You don't have to deal with tenants, you don't have to worry about anything like that. And so it's like a no-brainer. So Risk It for the Brisket sees it. I've done real estate in the past. I see the same comparison here. This is really clearly like just, it's the old school way of doing things. So if you get a chance before Friday, if you don't get in before Friday on this $47 trial, you're going to be paying this $11.97. In fact, that's likely to go up a lot as we add more to it. So we have various other ways of making money with this system. As it is at the moment, it's very much the basics, like the basics of the basics. But we're looking at 3, 4, or 5% a month doing almost nothing. And I hate saying things like that. I hate promising returns. That's been my experience. I've never lost a single trade doing this since I started doing it. Lance has been doing this since the start of 2022, so over a year and a half. He still hasn't lost a single trade doing this. And so this system is unlike anything you'll ever find. And for $47, it's worth a look. Now, the only reason we're not doing a free trial instead is we want people to actually take action and actually get started. And a few of the guys have already done that. They've already placed their first trade with this system. So that's really fantastic, right? They're actually taking action. If you give something for free, like a 1-week free trial, people just glance at it and go, oh, I don't know what that is. What's a future MES? That's not on my broker. I don't know what to do. And then they move on. When you're paying something, even if it's a relatively small amount like $47, it forces you to actually say, hey, how do I find this on my broker? You can DM Lance or me and say, hey, I'm looking to take your last trade. It looks like it could still be a good one. How do I do it? Thanks, blah, 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 So that's why we're not doing a free trial or anything like that. It's actually like a low-cost trial. And I think that's pretty standard in the industry because it encourages people that are action takers and that actually want to try and make this thing work. So hopefully you like this. We did a full discussion of this totally unique, one-of-a-kind system that I have never seen in a whole decade of trading now. I've never seen anybody do a system like this before. And it certainly is my favorite style of trading now. And we did a whole video webinar of this in this link right here. So just look in the description below and you'll get to this link to sign up. But then there's also links in here that'll take you to the webinars to learn all the details of the system that I don't want to go into, in this video right now. Because you really don't have that long. It's Wednesday night, you have Thursday, and then Friday. And by Friday midnight, this link is going to go down because this is too good. We've had dozens of people come in at this. And we don't want to be giving all our secrets away for such a low price, right? So we've got a business to run, and we've got to make sure that people get value and people find us and get in on this, but they also don't want them to take us for a ride here. So at $47 for a month. Once you have been in for the month, we'll talk to you throughout that month personally. Lance and I will talk to you. We'll chat about how you're doing, what problems you have, and we can make a decision together about whether you want to stay on for the full fee and join the group, going forward. And if not, we go our separate ways. And if you do, that's great. There's going to be continued mentorship, continued alerts, continued community. And I expect this to become one of the most popular programs, and it rapidly is becoming one of the most popular programs for futures options selling online. In fact, almost nobody's doing it, and it's been one of the coolest things that I've really had the luck of being part of in this last year. So I hope you guys find this deal really, really helpful. And here are some of the bonuses you get. We can't promise anything, but typically what we're seeing is 40% profits a year. Lance focuses, if you know anything about thetatraders.com, where he sells his cash secured puts and he does his debit spreads and all these different spreads. Lance is very, very conservative, but very profitable trader. So if you've been burned doing high risk, high reward stuff, this is the opposite of that. This is something that you really want to try if you just want to be able to relax. Like, you can't buy peace of mind, right? You can, Sunday night comes, you place a trade, it takes 5 minutes. I don't even look at my broker because I know that that trade is not going to be challenged anytime soon. And if it is going to be challenged, I know something major is going to be happening in the news, like some horrendous headlines about the markets tanking. So it's given me that peace of mind that I know that my trades are going to be winners because I haven't lost one yet. Even if they get close to being challenged, still not even a loss. You can still manage it very effectively. We've had one that came within a few points of being challenged or being a loss, but it's still a winner. So, so there's a lot of leeway, and I think that's the difference between this system and a lot of other people's systems. If you're tired of getting this run over by non-stop being glued to your computer screen, taking trades day after day, 2 steps forward, then 3 steps back, then you might want to check this out. I think it's something you'll find extremely exciting. There's a course that we include that teaches the basic strategy. This alone is good enough. If you want to just join this trial, this alone is good enough to get you going. What you really are paying for if you decide to upgrade in the end here is you're paying for Lance's 20 years of experience doing this type of strategy, where he basically knows how to manage the occasional losing trade, and that's where it all comes down to, right? It's the 1 or 2 out of 100 that go against you, where you might be starting to panic. Now, I haven't seen that. Lance hasn't seen that over the last year and a half. Eventually, something will happen, but Lance has a whole host of expertise in terms of hedging his bets, reducing risk, managing his account so that he's not fully, into something where you could get a margin call. This is easy. It's simple, but it's not easy, if that makes sense. It's something that you need Lance's help from, but you can also learn a lot from this $47 trial. So I would highly, highly recommend you come and check it out and talk to us. Send me a message, send Lance a message, and hopefully we'll show you that this is the new way, and it's really been something special. I think everybody that's come in so far has really loved it. We've had dozens of people coming in. Here's another guy, says I've been a member for 1.5 months now, taking all the trays, close them out at 90%. I'm a happy camper. And that might not sound like that great, right? That's like, okay, cool, just some normal testimonial. But we're looking at the actual, Discord chat here. This is not like a highlight reel. I'm saying here, when the people that come in for the trial month by Friday, remember again, you've got to do this by Friday. I'm taking this link down Friday midnight. Then we can all do a Zoom together and we can talk about what's included, whether you want to upgrade and stay in the group, which I highly recommend. It's probably the best financial decision you could make at this point, in my opinion, for a lot of people at least. So there's a lot of cool stuff here. We're doing strangles as well for extra buying power. I'm recycling my buying power a bit faster than some people, so I'm actually making a slightly higher percent return than some. You can kind of tailor it once you learn the basic system from Lance and from the course and from other people. You can kind of tailor it to increase your returns if you want. So you can do the bare minimum and be like really chilled out and not do much, or you can really tailor it to what you want to do, where you're actually taking into account the direction of the market just a little bit. Or you're maybe going a little bit heavier knowing that you've got some positions expiring. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do to tailor the strategy to really fit your needs. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So here's the link. It'll be in the description below. Click it, sign up. It's a one-time $47. When this goes, we take a note. Basically, the system takes a note of when you arrive in the Discord and when you pay. So and you'll have 30 days from then to make up your mind whether you want to stay or not. You'll be kicked out if you don't. But during that time, Lance is a huge fan of talking to people and making sure people understand things. And I think that's what you'll find different about this service compared to like all the other services out there, is that this is a boutique type of service. So something that I would highly recommend you do. This is something I've been telling my wife about how great it is and how, it's one of the best financial decisions that we're making this year as well. So hopefully I sold you on that. Don't miss it. I'm probably not going to have a chance to make another video on this. I might be able to do another email before Friday, but like I said, we are scheduled to give birth to our baby girl on Friday morning. So it is unlikely that I'm going to be doing much promotion on that day because obviously it's going to be fairly eventful. So hopefully you guys see this before then. If not, there is a chance if you can send me an email, I might be able to sneak you in. I'll have to talk to Lance. We might be able to sneak in a couple of people if they miss this. But apart from that, the doors will be closed solid on Friday at midnight. Alright guys, so that's two things to think about. The first one is try and get your $10 Bitcoin. Learn from Joel and Adam Short in this webinar. That'll be the first link in the description. The second link will be the consistent passive profits for $47 trial. Come and check it out. Come and say hello to Lance and me, and I think we'll have a lot of fun. These are my top two ways this week of making some extra money, and I hope you guys are doing okay. The market's taking a little bit of a downturn, but hopefully things will stabilize. It doesn't look like it's too bad so far, but kind of maybe a head and shoulders. I was looking at it earlier actually. Let's have a quick look before I go actually. Let's have a look at ES because that's the main one I've been looking at. Let's do 1 day, 1 year. Let's see. Yeah, so kind of head and shouldery starting to look here. So it's a sort of thing, you know, you can start to take into account with these future strategies as well. Like you don't want to be like the whole idea of the future strategies is that you're hopefully directional independent, right? That it doesn't really matter if you go down too much. And that's what happened on this section right here. A lot of people that were doing directional plays, including one of my other favorite systems, which is Small Account Journey with Jason Bond, got annihilated in this downturn over this last week or two right here on this downturn. In the consistent passive profits, we still made the same amount of money, if not more, which was awesome. So we can handle decent downturns like this. And you can see we might be starting to do a head and shoulders pattern here, which means we might have some downside. But I have the utmost confidence that we're going to be able to handle any significant downside risk. And that's one of the coolest things about the consistent passive profits system is that you can handle the downside risk as well. So you're not just dependent on a bullish uptrend or a bearish downtrend. If you've got if you that's the way you tend to go. You know the market in 2022 was up down up down up down, and the basically the consistent passive profit system didn't lose a single trade and was utterly fantastic. So just saying, if this continues up, we don't care as long as this doesn't tango way down to here. Then we'll still be absolutely completely chilled out with the consistent passive profit system as well. So yeah, pretty interesting times. We'll see what goes on. I think it should be fun. Make sure you check out those links in the description below, and I'll talk to you guys soon.